Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss what should be the last 15 days strategy for the IAS preliminary exam. As Civil Services preliminary test comes closer, it brings too much anxiousness and panic. Many of you think that I have not completed geography, I have not completed history. There are so many things left in current affairs, etc. Such types of thinking is the main reason of anxiousness and panic. So in this video, I will discuss some of the small tips which is normally highly effective, provided that if you follow it during the last a few days of your civil services pre-exam. So let's start with the first question, that is, what to do if your syllabus is not complete. As we discussed, this is the most common question that we often ask from ourselves. But syllabus of civil services exam is not only lengthy but also very complicated, and it is not possible for anyone to complete the syllabus thoroughly as such. So first of all, kick out such type of thinking from your mind. Believe me, this is highly dangerous to think about your syllabus and your past strategy, as it will directly affect your efficiency and memory power as well. Rather thinking about the syllabus, you need to focus on how to perform your best in given period in time. During the last 15 days, you need to be highly strategic in reference to allotting the time to different subjects asked in preliminary exam. One thing very clearly keep in mind, in last 15 days, do not try to cover whole syllabus, even of one subject, as it is only revision time. So forget the whole syllabus of any subject. Ignore a few subjects. That is ancient history and medieval history. If you have command over that, even then there is no guarantee that you will able to solve a few questions asked from these two sections. So you can entirely escape these two sections. Now let's discuss what are the subjects you need to focus on. First of all, categorize your study materials as Section 1. Under Section 1, I have given the following subjects, that is Indian polity. It is only subject you can answer 100%. I mean, the amount of time you give for this subject, your accuracy of answering the question of Indian polity will be in the same proportion. This advantage is not available with any other subject. The second subject is geography. The number of questions from this subject is also high, so it cannot be ignored. So focus on this subject sincerely. The third subject is Indian economy, and the fourth one is modern history. Now let's check out the section second, that is current affairs. Now you might have the question, that is, what should be the study schedule for these subjects? Primarily, categorize your study time into these sections. That is, a study time about 5 to 6 hours, practice time 2 hours, practice time for CSAT 2 hours. Now, let's check out this strategy in detail. That is, a study time strategy 5 to 6 hours. Following are the sections that I kept under this category. Current affairs. It covers about 30 to 40 questions. Therefore, put your 40% of time for current affairs. Next, Indian polity. It covers about not essentially 10 to 20 questions. So put 20% of your time for Indian polity. I repeat, do not ignore this subject as it is scoring as well as conceptual and hence you can do it 100%. Next, geography. It covers about not essentially 10 to 15 questions. Sometimes there may be even more than 20 questions. So put 15% of your time for this subject. Next, modern history. It covers about not essentially plus minus 10 questions. So put your 10% time for this subject. Last but not the least, that is Indian economy. It covers about not essentially plus minus 10 questions. So put your 10% time for this subject. So this is all about the study time strategy. Now come to the next step, that is practice time strategy. 2 hours. It is super essential strategy. So ignorance of this section is highly fatal. I prefer to call it exam hall strategy practice. What all you need to do is close yourself in a room, set the time of 2 hours as given in the examination hall, take a set of question paper as given in the examination hall and solve them in given 2 hours. Honestly, stop test just after 2 hours. Now check how many questions you have answered correctly. Once you've done this, find out all those questions that you don't know and then categorize these questions based on their subject category and focus on these parts of your study. Believe me, this practice will keep you cool in the examination hall even if question is difficult. You won't be in panic. Being cool in exam hall is the most essential feature to perform efficiently. Many students commit mistake not because they don't know, rather because of the examination pressure. So, such practice will reduce your examination pressure. Now, come to the third section. That is practice time for CSAT. 2 hours. Since it is passing, so take it easy. However, easy means not like you should ignore it. Rather, give 2 hours sincerely and strategically. In this section, focus on the English comprehension as it has major presence in this exam. To complete CSAT, do the same practice as you are doing exam hall strategy practice that we have discussed above and add half an hour to check your score and focus on the weak area. Apart from these study strategy, another important strategy, that is extracurricular strategy. You need to also focus on these aspects as well and equally. You cannot ignore such aspects if you want to perform well in your exam. So, what all you need to do is don't forget to eat on time, take required nutrition, don't forget to sleep properly, sleep at least 6 hours, don't forget to entertain yourself, listen music or watch some funny videos or whatever you like to do for at least 1 hour. Your entertainment strategy will keep you fresh and help to increase your memory. Last but not the least, don't take any sort of tension. It may decrease your efficiency and resultantly your performance. Note: at this point in time, I would like to memorize you. Do not try to read the textbook during your last 15 days. Rather, you need to focus on revision and only revision, not a study of anything new. If something very important and you missed out, only then you clear that concept. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to cover the syllabus. So last 15 days is only for the revision and examination hall practice. So this is all about last 15 days strategy for the IAS preliminary exam.